Shouts out Big Steve.
What's up, everyone? Welcome again to another episode of The Big Brain. Feels like I haven't done this in a while. I was on another podcast last week, so always, you take a week off, and feels like a lifetime. But yeah, big pay-per-view. I was always going to do this on this channel. We'll have a special guest on soon enough. I thought I would start nice and early for this one and do my little overview of last week. So last week we finished on 3.4 thousand. Nice little haul. I lost a bit on regionals. I think I was unfortunate with regionals. I had Aaron Abbey in Octagon. He was winning and then lost due to a cut. He was just dominating his opponent. And a bunch of other pokes that lost. And, but for UFC, we hit Angela Hill for 1,500. I hit a little poke on Mora KO. Easy money. Sub was never close. So just those two little bets put me on 2,500, which pretty much covered my regional loss. And then I added some Zaleski start round 3. That hit. I had Rodolfo and Almeida round 1 takedown parlay, which would have gave me $666. That unfortunately fell off because of Rodolfo. What else did I hit? Oh, I hit Brenner handicap minus 3.5 for Pick'em. Half a unit to win. Half a unit essentially. Yeah, so that put me in a nice spot. I could have sprinkled a little KO. So yeah, it's good to make the money back from the regionals. It's good to start month with a profit. I think I just did just over 1,000. So broke even and made just under a unit. So yeah, I got a few bets for this card right here. So I'll get into it. I sent my guest the link. So whenever he's ready, I'll bring him in. I just wanted to get this started, and it's a beautiful day outside. Georgianero, let's go, boys. That's it. Let's go indeed. Subhuman Gaucho, what's up, fellas? Thanks for tuning in, mate. But this man is footy sharp in the Discord, so we're going to make some money back on footy this week. Alrighty, first fight, Dennis Buzukja, Jamall Emmers. This should be a levels fight for me. A little bit of money coming in on Buzukja. I can't fault it because, Emmers at massive juice is a bit, how you going? But I mean, this, like I said, this should be a levels fight. Buzukja, he just plods, and he's tough. He has a little bit of power, and yeah, that's his game. And takedown defense is kind of serviceable, but yeah, Jamall Emmers, he should have the better striking. He should have, he definitely has the better wrestling. This is a step down. This is the easiest matchup for him in the UFC, other than Vince Cachero, who he ran through, 30-27. I think, Ashkabov and Jenkins are both levels above Buzukja. So yeah, I would rather personally pay Jamall Emmers by decision rather than, sprinkle the dog shot. But yeah, I'm not rushing to play the juice on Emmers. He's a decision machine. And yeah, if anything, I might look at some Jamall Emmers plus over 1.5 rounds. Give me a little bit of extra. Only because, Buzukja, even though he's durable and I think he has good defense, submission defense, he was kind of getting put through the ringer by Sean Woodson. I know that was on short notice, but just like a safe, very safe play. Still juice, but yeah, I think this is in New York, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, we're looking at horrible commissions and yeah, home time for Buzukja. He's young, but yeah, I don't have the balls to play him as a dog. All right, let's move on. Joshua Van versus Kevin Borjas. Great fight, this one. Very, very interesting. Two young studs. Excited for it. Georgianero, it's an MSG. Yeah, man. The New York, that commission. I'm scared of that commission. So yeah, definitely can't play him as a juice with a commission like that. And who knows what else is going to happen. Dixon Sada, what's up, friend? Thanks for tuning in. Alrighty. So this fight, great fight. Two strikers. Joshua Van, absolute beast. Yeah, he is an animal. I like what I've seen from him. He can crack. Yeah, he puts pressure on. He's got power. But yeah, the other guy, Borjas, I see a lot of people taking the dog shot on him, and I don't know how I feel. His chin is out there. I thought I was the only one to notice that, but I see a lot of people talking about his chin. His chin could be good. He did get cracked and submitted in his one loss. That doesn't mean his chin's bad. I'm not saying I have a read on it. It's just what I've noticed. And Van could be special. He's fought the high level opposition. He's in his debut on short notice. He's already beat Zalgas Zamagulov, and even though that was a split, that was a clear decision win. So that's super impressive. And he almost knocked out Zalgas, who has insane durability in round two. He has a sneaky head kick. Borjas is young. Who knows? Maybe there is value if it's going to be a 3-round striking fight. Maybe there is value on Borjas. These Peruvian guys have proven to be beasts. But yeah, I just think Van is special. I personally think Van has finished better people in Fury FC. Right? I think Piers Morgan, 7-1 at the time. He's the Fury FC champion now. I think he could be better than than Kevin Borjas. Yeah. I think maybe it's accurate. I think Van, full camp. I think it's going to be a great fight. Let's have a look at the comments. Grobar CK. You a Partizan fan by any chance, mate? I like Borjas in his last fight against Pantoja's grappling coach. Yeah, that guy was a punching bag though. That guy gassed, couldn't do anything with the submissions, and ended up being a punching bag. Van is going to throw it back. Peru muy cliente this year. That's it. Whatever that means. Cashed that split decision with Van. It was a great day. Yeah, we played Van decision at $6. It was a little bit sweaty in round two when he almost knocked him out. Alrighty. Kyung Kang, John Castañeda. Good fight. This I was really close on Kang. He was a plus 130 dog, and something stopped me. Probably because when he does win, usually his fights go to split decision, and doesn't really put stamps. And I think this fight is extremely likely to go to a decision. So it's kind of like what's my risk tolerance? Risk tolerance at plus 130 in a potential split. And the other thing is his takedown defense. Rani Yaha took him down with ease every time. Yaha's wrestling is underrated. He has underrated ways to get the fight to the ground. And I didn't do any deeper tape outside of Yaha, Batkari, Quinones. His striking is great. Very good striking. Love his jab. Love his right hand. Love how he checks kicks. And I think Castañeda is not someone you can play at chalk or juice, just because he's a punching bag. He was losing round one to Gafarov till he dropped him with a head kick. He clearly lost round two to Gafarov just on volume, and at that point Gafarov starts to gas, so that's unacceptable. And round three was close up until Castañeda started wrestling him near the end of the round, but three. But that point Gafarov was completely gassed. It's like I wouldn't really play chalk on someone like Castañeda unless he has a clear cardio edge and he can break him, which I don't think he can to Kang. Kang has insane durability. So I think this plays out as a close decision. Whereas Castañeda is going to be hittable. He's going to be throwing leg kick volume, different kinds of kicks. Kang is going to be throwing jabs and overhands. Probably going to be cracking him. Castañeda might crack him a couple of times, even though Kang's durable. He got wobbled a few times by Bakary. So yeah, just a back and forth striking fight. And Castañeda has that grappling which you can go to, and then from then on out it gets a bit sweaty. But the line is closed in now, so I don't know how I feel about the line now. Alrighty. Damn, I really messed up my partner by going 5 minutes early. He's still not in here. Wonder where he is. Ah, there he is. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Apologies for going a bit early. I didn't think I was going to be smashing through 3 fights in these less than 10 minutes.
You already through 3, so I was rushing to to get here.
No stress, man. I just wanted to. Yeah, I was like, why not start and just jump you in? You want to go over some Buzukja, Borjas, and I just finished up Kang. Let me know what you think.
That's mostly fine because they're fights that I don't have plays on. You said Buzukja, Borjas, and Kang. Yeah, I got nothing, so that's perfect.
Do you have any like quick leans? I personally just thought Emmers was a levels fight, and I'm looking at maybe some Emmers and over 1.5. Van, people think a lot of people playing Borjas. I just thought maybe it's accurate, just because some durability and hitability and level of competition. And then Kang, I was really tempted on Kang as a dog. I see a split decision kind of fight, but because it is a split decision kind of fight, I just like I don't know. And the line's closed in now, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah, so with some of the line movement, I parlayed Emmers at minus 225, minus 230, something like that.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Yeah, I know, right? Not like a crazy amount, but but I wasn't gonna, because that's long gone, I assume. He should be minus 300. He has all the tools to win. It's Jamall Emmers though, so you gotta proceed with caution. Can never really trust him too much. Borjas Van, not interested. Castañeda, Kang. I see people on both sides, and they make good arguments. It just makes me more confident that it's a pass fight. Like I just, yeah, I don't know. And Kang's getting old. Not for me. I think there's better spots on the card. I don't need to try to force any plays on those. So I got nothing other than some Emmers when the line came in.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like there's probably value on Kang, but it's a split decision kind of fight, But I forgot about this. This is what I was going to play him when I heard there was rumors about Castañeda struggling for weight, and it's a catch weight, and I completely forgot about it. And now Gennaro is saying that's the case. So it's like, what's wrong with this guy? All these Mexicans, man, with their bloody horrible weight cuts.
Yeah, that's tough, man. What was it? 3 pounds he asked for?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. So, but I mean, now the line is gone. So, but I don't know if that even.
Yeah, it's catch weight 138, so 2 pounds. Okay.
I don't even know if that's a bad thing though. Like, is he just going to muscle him around? Like,
with those, you never know. It's guesswork, right? Like, is he just doesn't want to cut it? Is he sick? Like, is there? You're just making assumptions either way. So you kind of just have to block out the noise, or maybe just not invest at all. So.
Yeah, he's missed a lot. He missed on Contender Series ages ago, season 1. That's why he wasn't signed. He must be big, or he's just typical Mexican, like
Fat.
C-Rod.
He likes his enchiladas.
Yeah, C-Rod, and just doesn't. These guys just can't cut weight. Gastelum, it's crazy. Must be the enchiladas, bro.
I think so.
All right, this fight, I taped it this morning. I left it to last, and I didn't really get anything out of it. Jared Gordon versus Mark Madsen. Jared Gordon minus 200. I mean, it has to be because of all the narrative that, Madsen it's his retirement fight and he's training in Denmark and not really at a proper gym, because I don't know how else you can make someone like Jared Gordon a minus 200. He's 35, he's chinny, he has no athleticism, he's a decision machine. And yeah, I think Madsen, even if he trains out of his garage, he will at least, while he's fresh, he will have power, he will have good cardio, and he's a physical beast. So, and his striking is not bad. He was kind of like calf kicking Pachel. He was mixing it up. He worked the body of Guida. Like he's leveling up. So if anything, I would just maybe just pass everything here and see how round 1 goes, and then look to enter live on Gordon, because like this is his hometown, right? Gordon's from New York.
Are you asking me, or are you telling me?
Yeah, I was. Hence the pause.
Yeah, he's from New York.
Yeah, generally pauses mean it's your turn. But yeah, it's a pass, man. It's this fight. I don't know. Anyone can steam. Maybe people that can't lie, but steam Gordon. But I've learned from my experience, man. This could be the retirement fight. Maybe Mark goes I'm coming here with a bang, and just he could run through Gordon. But yeah, dog or pass. But I'm just going to look to enter live. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, as far as fights like this go, I'm more than happy to miss out on a chance to enter live than commit pre and get bent over. You know, it's
You
just
don't
a
like that?
risk reward. What's that?
You don't like getting bent over?
Not on my bets.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
okay. Confusion. I get it.
Madsen, he, like you said, while fresh, he should be enough of a pain in the ass for Gordon, who also doesn't really do anything to separate. He is chinny, like you said. Uh, I looked at different ways to tackle this fight. I was debating like Jared Gordon round 2, round 3, but then you're betting on a guy that can't finish shit to finish. And I hate doing that. It would have to be a total quit job by Madsen rather than Gordon actually doing anything. So, yeah, also not a spot. I think you have to plant your flag, just pass.
Yeah. No, he's an absolute pillow-fisted decision machine. The fact that he couldn't get Leonardo Santos out of there. He's
Oh
just a
God.
he's just a cage humper. That's all he is. He just kept cage humping him. If anything, maybe Jared Gordon round 3 a decision. If a finish is coming, it's going to be in round 3.
Probably, yeah.
Let me just. I'm looking on the one book that I'll have that on. Damn.
Yeah, are the odds even out for that? I didn't.
No, it stops at Sadykhov Borshchev.
Let me see if I have it.
But I got this cheeky Australian book. Someone in the Discord told me it's the only book in Australia that has split decision props.
Oh God,
And
you want to guess what the price is?
pick 'em.
Worse.
No,
minus 110, 1.9.
that's horrible, dude. It's weird for them to be that. I'll probably have some better ones in Australia, no doubt.
It makes sense, the line, to me.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Kai. Apparently, Castañeda is the one requested catch. I mean, obviously, who else?
That's NTT, by the way.
No. Gordon just compared both Dawson fights from both. I mean, they're pretty identical, man. They both got finished in round 3. They had some success. Madsen dropped them. Gordon had some reversals. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Madsen pretty big durability edge. Yeah, I agree with that. Also, Madsen rarely wrestles. Yeah, he probably doesn't want to gas. I think he doesn't wrestle because he knows his gas. Yeah, thanks for copying me, David L. Danish or pass. Ooh, can the Danes do it again? The Danes have been on a streak. All right, great fight. So Nazim Sadykhov versus Viacheslav Borshchev. You want to take this one away, mate?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got a little bit of reverse CLV on this one. I played Sadykhov at minus 135, and he's went down and got bet back up. He's a bit, I think, minus 130 now. Okay, so a little more money came in on him. I get it. I get what people are betting on when they're betting Slava. He's a motherfucker standing. And I think he can finish a lot of people. The problem is obviously his takedown defense is dog shit. Nazim is not the most reliable to grapple, but I mean, if you're looking at his training, he posted a training video just recently. He's shooting a bunch of takedowns in it, and if he's shooting takedowns, he's gonna get Slava down, and I think he has pretty decent jits when he gets down there. I'm not sure he subs him, but you're looking at a guy that can easily cover minus 200 if he's shooting one takedown around, you know? So that's the way I saw it. I think Slava has an advantage on the feet, but it's not like a total mismatch. And, you know, Nazim could hindsight cover a big number if he just proactively grapples a little bit. So.
That's how I had it. This fight is kind of like Kang versus Castañeda. There were similar slight dog odds, and I contemplated it, and then I just kind of hesitated, and now it's closed up again. So similar, and I guess I can give Nazim slight favorite just because, I feel like he can wrestle. He's got that upside. And people saying, he never wrestles. He took Elder down once, and that was a war. So I assume that, if he's getting tagged up by Slava, he's also going to go for a takedown. But in this one, they probably will have a game plan, I don't think Sarah Longo. I think Longo is pretty decent for game planning, despite what people might say. So yeah, I mean, I had him as a slight favorite because he's also a tank. Even though he gets dropped, he just kind of keeps coming forward, and he's got power in his hands. And I don't know, Slava's got durability issues for me. He was hurt by Bush. He's got the crap beaten out of him by
Mike Davis.
Davis, yeah, he's got some issues. And on the regionals, he was dropped too. But yeah, if he stays standing, man, he can absolutely crack Nazim. Nazim has no head movement whatsoever. It's just a volatile fight where I felt like slight favorite for Nazim was accurate, or maybe pick him. And yeah, I'm just going to pass now. So we can move on. Did you say you played Nazim, or you did at worst line?
I did. Yeah, minus 135.
All right. So I reckon we can save some time on this fight. Mateusz Rębecki versus Roberts. Roberts is getting brought in to get slaughtered. He's a flaky guy. I didn't want to tape too many of his fights, but then I was like, I'm going to play Rębecki by some sort of finish. So I started looking into deep. I was going to do KO for a sprinkle, but I would hate myself if Roberts gives up the neck. And then I went deep, and he's given up the neck against Pichel, and obviously Kevin Kroom, the GOAT, submitted him after he dropped him. So yeah, I think the inside the distance is minus 200. I think I'm just going to do maybe some Rębecki round 1 and 2 for plus money, and that way cover submission because he's gassy. I was on Pichel as a big underdog over him. I know Roberts quite well. He can't handle adversity. Even Bahamondes, man, Bahamondes, he was gassed after the first 5 minutes, and Bahamondes just kind of decided to point fight him until that wheel kick. A KO could have come at any point. Rounds 1, rounds 2. If Bahamondes was someone that's, not a death by 1,000 cuts kind of striker, which Rębecki is, man. But Rębecki could land one overhand left from southpaw and just kill him. So yeah, I see some people playing rounds 2 and 3. I'm just looking for a safe. I think the finish can happen at any point. So yeah, do you have anything else to add to this, or?
No, same read. If I do play, it'll be 1-2. If he comes out fighting like he did against Loic, I think Roberts crumbles faster. So yeah, no interest in money lines, but we'll see about 1-2.
I mean, even if he comes out like he did against Nick Fiore, he should run through him as well.
True.
That guy just, closed his guard and survived. Alrighty. People's main event. Tabatha, Ricci, Lupita, Godinez. People were hammering this last week. A lot of line movement. Kind of reminds me of the K Fernandez versus
Diakese.
I didn't have a strong take there. I was happy to pass, and I think I was kind of validated in the pass. When Diakese was like minus 200 or whatever, I was like, yeah, he's got the wrestling edge and the cardio edge, but he just doesn't throw anything. And split decision. If I did play it, I probably would have got burned on Diakese because that's just my luck, which is why I didn't take that risk. But this is I actually am on the Lupita side, and I taped it because all the boys, Pepe and whatever were playing Lupita at a much worse line, and I was like, yeah, I get it. Pre-tape, I know Lupita's the only one of these girls is running through bad opposition. That's Lupita, right? Tabatha Ricci is losing. She's losing rounds to Oliveira and Viana. Girls that will not stop takedowns, and she still loses a round because her striking is so harmless and she has no power. She's a decision machine. She'll dance around, mixing takedowns, and that's what she'll do. But here, she won't be able to hit takedowns on Lupi. I see elite takedown defense from Lupi, get-ups. Lupi cracks way harder. It might be a close striking fight, but Lupi will be the one to get, big moments. And, I was looking at how can this be an upset, and, you don't have to look further than a Calvillo fight. 3-round striking fight, and Calvillo made it a split. But I think she actually has better striking than Ricci. Calvillo has a few fights where she just stands up, with Courtney Casey. She's got nice boxing, just has no power, but she's longer and, mixes it up. She can fight on the back foot. As Ricci, actually, he's just as small as Lupi. She might be smaller. So, and I just want to add, Robertson, I live bet Robertson in round 2 and she was playing plus $700, plus 700, and I bet it. And when she got that takedown in round 3, I'm like, I want this. This is a 29-28. What a beautiful live bet. Obviously, Ricci got up, and when the judges read out, 29-28 UD, I was like, no way, this has to be a split. And then I saw the scorecards, and every judge gave a different round to Gillian. One gave a round 2, one gave a round 3, and it was just lucky not to be a split because she won only one round on each judge's scorecards, but one gave her 1, one gave her 2, one gave her 3. So yeah, I mean she's still losing, dropping rounds on the feet to Gillian Robertson. That's how close that fight was.
Chris Lee actually scored a 30-27 Robertson. She got a round 1 and 2, but not a 3.
No, yeah. So, which is also weird. She got to take that in round 3 against Ricci, but yeah, I just think it's a close 29-28, and Lupi's the one that has potential, domination upside. She's got the more explosive takedowns, more power. I have 2 units on it. I have, $1.69 and $1.77. Like when a lot of money was on Ricci. That's strange. And I just put it on, and I didn't go deep tape because, I knew I'd have all week, and I knew the line would move, and now it's kind of hovering around minus 200. So I probably won't have 2 units on on women's MMA. I haven't had 2 units in a long time. This won't be the fight, but I'll just figure out how to arb it. And
we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what do you reckon?
Yeah, multiple units on Lupi. The line came all the way into minus 113, so I re-entered on her there. So I don't usually bet this much money on WMMA, but Lupi has all the tools to look like I won't say significant, but like a decent, moderate favorite in this fight. I tried to look at the angles of how Lupi can lose, and for me, it would be like she hurts Tabatha in round 1, tries to go all out for the finish, doesn't get it, and then gets tired and like loses round 2 and 3 in a slight edge.
Like the Reed, kind of the way the Reed fight was going, if Reed wasn't a complete bum.
Yeah, so I don't like when she goes spaz out mode, but I don't think she's gonna do that. She's just better. I'm not worried about her getting subbed by Ricci. She's better and has more power standing. She'll have the bigger moments. With the line coming in all that much, like it was a no-brainer to play Lupi at minus 113. So I don't know where the line is at now, but let's see. Minus 165. Yeah, I don't love laying that much. But for me, I think Lupi at worst 29-28. I think she can 30-27 her. I'm really not too worried about what Ricci has coming back for her standing.
Yeah, the only way Ricci wins this is a close 29-28 split decision. And the only fights Lupita has lost in her career in the UFC have been short notice fights, against Hill.
Up a weight class against Luana Carolina.
And she always wins round 1, high clip. And, Jéssica Panay short notice as well in the debut, which, I mean, she was just powerbombing Panay all over the octagon.
And Angela Hill, who's,
Yeah, I mentioned Angela Hill.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but and she hurt Angela Hill, which, made me think that maybe the chin is gone when I had her against Gomez. But, yeah, nah. Godinez cracks, man. And the best win on both their records is, hands down, Loma Lookboonmee. And she was just manhandled her. I reckon Loma would probably beat Ricci.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I would agree. I like Loma.
She'll get lit up on the feet, and she'll get some takedowns, and Loma would just, stand up, explode up. If they clinch takedowns, Loma would defend them all. Yeah, Godinez was good because she was going for double legs. She was locking her hands and just lifting her up. Yeah, let's move on.
All right.
We could talk about that one because we both have plays on it, so I don't mind. Speaking of plays, Steve Erceg versus Alessandro Costa. This is the first one I locked in. I taped it and wasn't too excited about the line at the time, just because, we all played Erceg as a plus 250 underdog in his debut against Dvorak, and he beat him nice and good. And I rate that guy. I rate Erceg, and now he's a minus favorite. And I just left thinking, you know what? I could probably still give Erceg 60 to 65% generously. Costa's the ape. High guard, decent power, overhand. I don't know how good his power is in general. I mean, you look at his career. He knocked out Jimmy Flick, knocked out this Carlos Gomez, could knock out a guy in contenders. Pretty much anyone that he's knocked
He
out.
knocked out Kike Gonzalez. That's
Anyone
his name.
I know, bro. I know. I believe you. Anyone that is knocked out, they've been really bummy Mexican guys on the regionals, and Flick. I mean, all you need to know about Flick. So he could have some success with the power and the calf kick. He loves the calf kick. Erceg he was getting lit up by Dvorak on the feet, and he also got hurt in the first round, but not hurt as in dropped. He just kind of ate it and backed up and recomposed himself and ended up breaking Dvorak. And that was a short notice fight where he flew out from Perth. And this is full camp. Now, Costa's on short notice. Costa has a paper mache chin. He's getting dropped and wobbled against Albazi. He's not getting up. He needs to lie on his back to recover. And when he doesn't get big moments, he's just super low volume. So, at worst case, I see this like a close competitive fight where Erceg, he just has more of a dog. He's smarter. He's more technical with his striking, better volume. And even if he can't use his, great jiu-jitsu, I think he's just going to outstrike Costa, maybe get his own big moments. He actually drops a lot of people before he submits him. He's got really good counter shots. He dropped Dvorak twice in rounds 2. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of like a system play, one guy's going to fight for my money. He seems to be a level above, and the other guy's, is decent brute with power. And yeah, I think this is a levels fight. Hopefully I'm not proven wrong. But yeah, I got $1.72 on Erceg. I think that's pretty much the best line that we've had since the lines have settled. Since they've settled, mate. Since they've settled.
I got 1.75.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably get 3 cents better on some book.
No, but yeah, I played him to win 2 units at 1.75. I also played KO plus 600 and KO 2-3. Yeah, I have no arguments with anything you said. Costa does have the low kick, and he'll swing wild, but yeah, I don't rate his durability. I trust Erceg to be a dog, even if he gets hurt, and I think he's gonna catch Costa throughout the fight. Maybe he doesn't KO him. I'm hoping he does. I think it comes a little bit later. The Albazi fight is, I mean, he made Albazi look like he had crazy power. Like, this guy is not hurting most people, and I just don't. I played KO because I don't think he's subbing him. I think Costa's ground game is good enough, and I think he'd get pounded out before he gets subbed, unless he's really like half unconscious. So yeah, I like the Erceg money line. I like the KO and KO 2-3. Hopefully, I don't get burned, but I think he should. He can cover 1.75 easily. I think there's no reason for him not to be like a moderate favorite.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've got someone here saying, I don't know about Dvorak as a measurement. I mean, he was a ranked fighter. Ranked fighter, they lost to Cup, and now Erceg. So who else we're going to...
Dvorak gets far too much hate. He lost to Nicolau, Cup, and Erceg. And he was piecing up Erceg before. And Nicolau is a pain in the ass to fight, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, he was getting hate from me too. I was one of the guys saying that maybe Dvorak shouldn't be ranked. And that was my reason behind playing Erceg. But Costa's never going to sniff the ranking. That's hands down. Costa's never sniffing the ranking. So, I mean, who are you meant to compare Erceg with? He's never fought anyone as good as Dvorak on the regionals. He fought this kid that took him to a decision. He's 5-1 now, and he knocked out everyone. But that kid was on short notice, and he moved up to bantamweight. And he lost round 2, and he couldn't take the kid down. And he looked like he was gassed. And Dvorak just Erceg just outdogged him. So other than Dvorak and that kid, I mean, who you gonna compare, measure him with? Shannon Rich. He dropped Shannon Rich and submitted him too. So yeah, He's good. You just have to go on tape. I think that's why he was such a big underdog against Dvorak, because there's no one to compare him with. But you could see the guy was good. All right, Pat Sabatini, Diego Lopes, great fight if you like jiu-jitsu. I think this is the one where people are planting their flags all over the place. This is one of those Pepe specials. He's going against the line movement and he's super confident on someone. Personally, for me, I was kind of leaning Lopes. I'm not a fan of Sabatini. I faded him against Jackson. I tried to fade him against Almeida. I looked like an idiot there. But I didn't mind, because I felt like Sabatini showed something he didn't show in previous fights. So I was like, that's fine. I just went off the tape. And I think his wrestling's not that great, but he doesn't give you any space. So even if he can't take you down, he'll push you against the cage for a long time until he eventually does get a takedown, and then a lot of pressure on top as well. But ultimately, I'm passing. I think Lopes' striking is way better. I think Sabatini's chinny, flaky, but it's just like, you play Lopes because of his striking, and then you see him against the Gavin Tucker, and he's jumping on flying triangles. Like Sab doesn't even have to take him down. Lopes is just going to dive on flying submissions, and then you just watching him sit on the ground for 3 minutes. But then there's a part of me that thinks Lopes can submit anyone. He almost submitted Evloev. I know Evloev is always in deep submissions, but Pat was in a deep submission against Gonzalez, alley cap, and Gonzalez. Everyone talks about how good his jiu-jitsu is. Who is the best guy Gonzalez submitted? He couldn't submit Levi Moles. He had his back. He couldn't submit Law and Bellator. He just kind of gets people.
Best guy he submitted is Sabatini.
Exactly. He just gets people's backs or like threatens, but no one really gets submitted. They all get out of it. But Sabatini just ended up lifting him like an idiot when he was in an omoplata, thinking he's going to power out of it, and just completely twisting his shoulder. Part of me believes he's probably going to not fall for that trick again. He's going to be more patient on the ground, but there's that volatility factor that I don't want to find out. If I'm passing all around. I'll play some Pat Sabatini one takedown on my Aussie bookie and try fleece the bookies that way with easy bets, like Rodolfo last week and Almeida over Lewis. But nothing for me. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm planting the flag. Sabatini's the side. I'm not high on Lopes. I mean, look, that sub last time was slick. It's just Pat is a good grappler. And like you said, he'll push him up against the fence and he'll trip him and he'll take him down directly into half guard. If they have done any sort of game planning, which I'm fairly certain they have, he's gonna take him down directly into half, and he's not gonna spend much time in guard. And once Diego's on his back, he's staying there. He's happy to play off his back for the entire round. And I think betting on a guy that is kind of reliant on getting a guard sub is just not something I want to do. Pat is a high-level black belt. Yeah, he got caught in that fight and fucked his arm up. It happens. He's probably not going to make that mistake again. And I just think you have a guy that Pat's going to be able to get the takedowns. He's going to be able to ride out on top. And yeah, I think there's a big advantage. And I don't like to ever play a guy that's going to sit on his back for, rounds at a time. I think it's one of the most infuriating things you can do. And there's nothing worse than being reliant on a sub from someone's back to cash a ticket. And his striking is fine, but Pat's going to clinch and put him up against the fence. So you better catch him entering range or he's in for a long night. I played Pat money line. I played his decision plus 300. And then FanDuel lines dropped and they had his KO 2-3 at plus 2,500. So I had to play a little bit of that. I don't think Pat's subbing him. And I think Lopes is capable of getting grounded, pounded out on the mat. So I'm at a few different angles on this fight, but mainly Pat to win. I'm fairly confident. Diego Lopes is not it.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is I would have liked that over 2.5. It kind of goes with Pat, laying on him for 3 rounds. Sure. But yeah, now it's moved and, hesitators, masturbators, you know what they say. Prince of Mischief. I mean, has Sabatini really made it look easy ever?
He will this weekend. Let's go, Prince of Mischief. Woo!
Yeah. It's kind of like Ricci, you know, dropping rounds to TJ, Laramie, and bloody gassing out against that other Canadian bum in his debut. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be I don't think it's as simple as Pat is just going to sit on him for 3 rounds. But hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Let's move on. Matt Frevola, Benoit Saint-Denis. This is what MMA is all about. This is my Esteban Ribovics Elvis Brenner last week that I didn't get, that I got cockblocked about. If this fight got cancelled, I think I might be depressed. Even if I made $3,000, I would still be sitting in a corner, just sad that I didn't get to see this war. So I played Matt Frevola this morning. I think it's a no-brainer. I think the best thing to do every week is to take advantage of recency bias, and the echo chambers. Massive underdog to Bonfim, and I regret to this day not playing Benoit Saint-Denis. And then he's a bit of a better underdog against Moises, and everyone is playing Moises because Benoit Saint-Denis is hittable, and Moises is a good black belt, even though he's an absolute flake, and he hates the kind of pressure that Saint-Denis was going to put on him. And people betting him against Moises, and now he's a giant favorite. Oh, I wouldn't say giant, but worse than -200 favorite against the guy that's not going to flake. Right? He's not going to flake. You can't hold him down or submit him. You might be able to take him down. Sarukian took him down, but it was impossible to hold him down until round 3. Benoit Saint-Denis can be taken down himself. He's got absolutely no defense. Chin up in the air. All right. I get that his chin might be iron, but he's in my eyes, he's been knocked out twice. He was knocked out on the regionals because he got the crap beaten out of him, and the doctor stopped it. And the Zaleski fight was a knockout too in my eyes. I don't care what anyone says. That's a knockout. I mean, you see judges this day and age, refs are stopping fights for nothing. Early stoppages every single day. And then that fight, goes for 3 rounds somehow. So he's got 2 knockouts in his career, and people think that Frevola, a guy that knocked out Drew Dober, couldn't knock him out, right? And Matt Frevola now, I ended up playing the under 1.5 there at plus money, which is crazy. I think that was only plus money because of Dober's elite durability, right? And we've seen the way Frevola fights now, he skirts on the outside. He doesn't pressure mindlessly anymore. He skirts on the outside, and he brings people into him. So he brought Azaita into him, and then he countered him with a 1-2, knocked him out. And, Drew Dober, I wanted to lay the juice because I thought he was going to run through Frevola. He didn't land anything. He was pressuring, couldn't land anything until he got countered and knocked out. So I think if BSD is going to pressure, he's going to throw those naked body kicks. He's going to get countered. Frevola's going to be waiting for it to counter. He hits like a truck. If BSD takes him down, he's going to get up just because everyone has. Miranda took him down. Miranda got up. Bonfim got up and reversed BSD. I think Frevola's going to have a lot of success early. The reason I didn't play this yesterday when I taped it is because, I just felt like I was scared that BSD was going to run through him. And then this morning I was like, you know what, man, this line is nuts. I'm not going to pass out on almost plus 200 underdog because I'm scared that, Benoit can knock him out early. Like this, he is an underdog because of the hype and that possibility. But yeah, I think Frevola can knock him out. I think Frevola can shut down the wrestling. This is just a volatile fight. And Frevola's in his hometown. I think he's in his prime. We're not in Paris anymore. So yeah, easy dog or pass for me. I've got 700 on it, half a unit to win almost a unit. Or maybe it is a unit. I haven't worked it out. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I didn't plant my flag on this one. I kind of want to sit back and watch. I played a little sub 2-3 for Benoit, just because I thought the prices were wide and they were over-indexing his KO. I don't think he's coming out and just KOing Frevola. If anything, I would much rather bet Frevola KO than BSD. I get why people are on Frevola. I couldn't get around to it. I just want to enjoy the fight. So other than the sprinkles, I get why the number. I think Frevola can make it very competitive. But just I don't know, man. Something's holding me back from playing that. So yeah, just hope for a great fight and for a Benoit sub late. But this is going to be a really good one.
Yeah, let's hope so. That was me yesterday. I knew when I taped Zaleski last week to fade Renat, I was like, man, I'm going to be fading Benoit because that fight reminded me that Benoit is actually human. He's not this new French Khabib like everyone thinks. And I was like, oh, I'll definitely be playing, Frevola. He's going to counter this guy many times, and unlike Moises, he's probably going to drop him. At least win a moment-based decision if he doesn't knock out, BSD. But yeah, today I just, looked into it today, and it's like, I can't. There's too much value to pass up, and if BSD, it's hard because BSD is such a dog, and he's gonna, even if he gets dropped in rounds 2 and 1, and he's gonna keep coming. He's maybe even gets finished in round 3. Just that's the kind of fighter that he is. But so is Frevola, man. So is Frevola. He's gonna welcome this war. So let's see who comes out on top. If you cap this as a slight favorite, then there's a bit of value.
For sure.
I think this could be a pick 'em potentially. Alrighty. Jéssica Andrade, Mackenzie Dern. I'm a little bit disappointed in this one. I thought I was going to be hammering, Dern at juice and Dern inside the distance at juice and the under 2.5. And, I thought Andrade did well against Suarez in the first round. She got up. She stuffed most of the takedowns and then got up once when she got taken down. And she defended three anaconda chokes before, what's her name? Suarez finally changed it to a guillotine in round 2 and submitted her. So it's like, and you tape Dern, and yes, she looked like an absolute animal against Hill. But then you get her, it's funny. She's saying in interviews she started lifting weights for the first time against Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then she comes in there, and I checked the last fight before she was lifting weights was 7 months ago.
Coming in there with her traps.
Yeah, and 7 months later, she looks like Chad with the traps, and she's a female. So apparently, if you lift weights for seven months, you can get Vitor Belfort like traps. That's how lifting weights works. Meanwhile, I lift weights for 20 years and I can't get traps like that. But yeah, so obviously she's on some sauce, and she's got crazy power now on the feet, so she can probably drop Jéssica super hittable. But yeah, she's still got the same issues with the wrestling. I had one takedown for Dern, and it took her till round 3 to hit her on Angela Hill. Right, she kept getting reversed. She still relies on the head and arm throws. That's all she can do. So I think Jéssica can stuff her early. She can stuff her early. She can be competitive early. I'm not looking to play the juice. I think this is one of those fights where, you get burned like Jan or the Marina Rodriguez fight. And the longer the fight goes, Dern slows down, and she definitely doesn't get late subs. It's either 1 or 2. She becomes more sloppy. But yeah, I also don't want to be playing Andrade because I feel like, she's so live to get subbed. This is kind of like the Rodolfo. I kind of like the Rodolfo fight going over because he doesn't have a good rear naked choke. So even though Armin gives up the back, I didn't think he was going to submit him. I counted Rodolfo fall off the back like 5 times in his UFC career. But in this position, Dern has a good armbar and a good rear naked choke. That's her subs, right? She's horrible in mount. Which is why she can't finish this girl. She sits in mount for like 5 rounds. So I think if Andrade is going to do what she always does, give up the back to stand up, like she has against, Aaron, then maybe Dern can take advantage of that and actually get that rear naked choke. But she doesn't have a guillotine like Suarez. She might go for knee bars. Yeah, it's just volatile in every aspect. So I just played Dern round 2 sub. Andrade round 2 KO against Valentina, round 2 sub against Suarez, round 2 sub against Aaron. Stopped all her takedowns. It's kind of like a system play, and it's too obvious to me. So $100 to win, $150 to win over 1,000, round 2 sub. Oh, and she almost got that Kimura on Tisha Torres round 2 as well. So too obvious, way too obvious to me. So that's all I want on this fight. Don't want to get involved, and potentially a good Mackenzie Dern live bet after Andrade has a good round 1, like she usually does, and then her bra, you get ready for her bra to pop out, and you jump on live. And then she goes up.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I don't really trust Dern as a favorite, as a decent favorite. I don't think anyone should. Andrade, I don't trust her for other reasons, like since her back surgery or whatever the hell that was. She's been kind of fucked up. I know she's facing good competition, but she looks stiffer. She's going down easier. Like I don't think her earlier career Dern is getting KO'd the way she has. Right? Looks like she's slowing down from the injury, and her chin might be going after a long time of fighting like Wanderlei. I could see Dern like bum rushing her and dropping her and then locking in a sub. It's just I don't like to lay WMA juice often. I actually almost never do. Lupi is an exception, and that was barely juice. So yeah, nothing for me. I understand your sub 2 play. It makes sense. Maybe I'll degen a little bit of that so I have action on the fight, but I don't think there's like a sharp play here. I get people playing Andrade moneyline because she likely has a good round 1, but I don't want to be holding her ticket. Maybe she gets bum rushed 1 minute in. So no thanks.
What do you mean, bro? I just gave you the sharp play.
No, I said maybe I'll tail that for a little degen.
What about Dern submission or decision is $1.74 on.
If I play that, she's gonna KO her, dude.
Oh, she'll be the first one other than Jan. Which speaking of early finishes, like premature stoppages, that was a premature stoppage. She had a big overhand right from Jan, and just waiting to defend. And freaking Herzog has to jump in there, piece of shit. All right, let's move on.
Don't mention Herzog. NTT is gonna go nuts.
Yeah, NTT is gonna report me. Sergey Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall, amazing fight. Yeah, can't get a read on this one. I know my friend laid the juice on under 1.5, but he somehow had a much better line. I always had a horrible line, and I don't even know. I kind of feel like he could go over deep down. These guys had a similar performance to Blades, in my opinion. Tom came out very aggressive and kept getting hit, for the 15 seconds. He was coming into the pocket and then, blew out his knee. Sergey also got hit quite a lot by Blades. He got hit a lot clean. I think that's why Blades was confident to stay on the feet. His Blades got underrated kickboxing. And he's like, yeah, I can strike with this Pavlovich guy, but he showed me that Pavlovich has an iron chin. He was also eating shots from, Lewis and Ty and just walking through them. He's a bulldozer. Ultimately, Ellie and Sergey, in a very stupid, very square play, Sergey round 1. That's how I feel again, just because I think he's very durable and I think he can play that game. And Tom, I don't like Tom's defense. I think Tom tries to use his speed a lot and he gets clipped a lot. Arlovsky clipped him. A lot of people have clipped him. And Blades, it looked like Blades was going to knock him out, honestly, the way he was coming in. So he doesn't want to play that game with Sergey. He might wrestle here. And, all we saw recently was one awful shot from Blades, who, he's notorious for having really bad entries. So maybe Aspinall can come in low, very low, and take him down, and then who knows what we're going to see. I have an inkling that we're going to see an instant get up from Sergey. I think he's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's a turtle just because we saw him look like a turtle against Overeem, but 5 years ago. But yeah, I don't know. You're just guessing here. Maybe Tom doesn't come in as recklessly in this one, but every single fight he's done it. I've seen that from him. So yeah, it's a pass for me.
Yeah, money line's same. I don't think there's an edge. I think you're doing a lot of guessing. It's an awesome fight, but you're getting these guys at a point where there's question marks on both sides, right? We haven't seen Aspinall's cardio, right? Other than the fight against Arlovsky, where he might have been looking shaky before the finish. And Pavlovich, we haven't seen him, face any real takedown threat. Blades only shot after he was half unconscious, so it's hard to know if he can defend anything. And I will say the Aspinall, if you're favoring him, you are putting a lot of chips in the he can definitely wrestle him idea, which we don't have a ton of evidence of. But if you watch the Volkov fight, he did have a really good entry, right? He caught him coming in. It was a good takedown, and the way Pavlovich comes forward, I think he can do that. I also think this might be tepid as fuck on the feet for the first 5 minutes. rewatching the Pavlovich versus Shamil fight, he's not balls to wall aggressive. If you're prodding him at range, he's patient. He only starts going like he dropped him with a rear uppercut, and then went spasm mode for a bit. Shamil survived. He disengaged, and then he chilled on the outside, and until, or sorry, that was the finish. That the uppercut. Anyway, basically he doesn't just spaz. I know Lewis and Ty kind of brought that to him, and then he'll bang. But if Aspinall's dancing around the outside, I can see this getting extended. I wouldn't want to smash a juiced under 1.5. I played a little sprinkle on Aspinall sub 2-3-4, just because the number was wide, and if he does grapple, that's not bad. But I don't think you should invest heavy on either money line. Just enjoy the fireworks, and hopefully some questions are answered about these guys.
Yep. That's the uppercut is Sergey's best weapon, man. He covers so much distance with it, and he's got like really good tools like jabs and straight punches, which can intercept Aspinall because he likes to leap in. So I honestly think Pavlovich is a better boxer by quite a bit, technical boxer, and he can counter you, he can get you on the front foot because his reach is so big. So yeah, dangerous fight for Aspinall. If I was him, I would shoot ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think Volkov is bad. If he's just too plotting.
Sure, it was just the entry was nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Sergey hitting you. Yeah. I think Tom is tad overrated. He's great. I kind of lean that he might be overrated too, but he's a beast. I think these two and Gan and then Ngannou, UFC had a good chance for the whole 4 horsemen, and yeah, they messed it up. They were like 2 amazing heavyweights in their prime. 4, pardon me, not 2. All right, main event: Jiri versus Pereira. We have volatile fight. I mean, this is probably as volatile as it gets, these last 2 fights, but this one probably even more. I thought I was going to lean with the public, Pereira as a favorite, and then my friend played Jiri. I said that's definitely something that I'm not going to be into, knowing me, and I taped it, and I thought, yeah, I agree. I think Jiri has a lot more paths. He hit takedowns on Glover and I think Dominic Reyes as well, and he's got the better cardio. Pereira, just Pereira is what he is. He's a big gas. He's a bit hittable. But I really wasn't impressed in that Jan fight. Jan was a punching bag after round 1. He's extremely plotting, and he hit Pereira with everything that he threw, pretty much. And yeah, I know he's a technical striker. Jan, he is quite technical, but he's not wild. He's not unpredictable like Jiri. He doesn't have the power of Jiri, the speed. So yeah, Pereira. What it comes down to, both these guys have the same issues. Both are hittable. Both fight with their hands low. They both get hurt a lot. But at least Jiri's unpredictable and he can go for a takedown. I think he has a better chin, even though Pereira's chin is probably better at light heavyweight. So yeah, I lean Jiri, but that line I didn't play at a plus 110. I thought I was gonna get it maybe another 10 cents more or something, and I didn't. So yeah, now it's a pick'em. So I just played the under 2.5. At slightly 5 cents better than minus 200. I thought that was pretty safe. Last time Jiri fought Glover, I was absolutely destroyed on all the unders there. And, I even added more. I was like, you know what? Why do I only have 1 unit on this? Glover can knock him out. Glover can submit him. Jiri can knock him out. And I just put maybe 2 or 3 units. And I reminded myself why I don't go big on props. It's just like probably as tilting as you can get, a potential finish, a near finish from both guys in all 5 rounds. And it's just like, Jiri hurts him. He's about to finish him, throws a knee, gets caught, gets taken down. Hurts him again, throws a knee, slips, Glover gets on top. And it's just like Glover pounding him out, about to get a finish, goes for a stupid arm triangle choke. And it's just like, it was the super tilt. This is going to be a striking fight. Both these guys, when they hurt someone, they go for the kill. It's what got Pereira knocked out in the first round, in the second fight against Izzy. Izzy almost knocked him out in the first fight. Jiri, as soon as he touches you, like against Volkan, against Reyes, he just goes on berserker mode. And he's probably going to be live to get countered with the left hook there too when he goes berserker mode. So, yeah, I envision this. It might be a bit of staring, a bit of leg kicks, and as soon as someone hurts someone, which could happen at any point, round 2, round 1, either guy's going to go berserker mode and just going to catch the other guy. So, I would have played round 1 and 2, $1.77. I even considered the under 1.5 at plus money, which I thought was pretty generous. But a lot of Jiri's fights in late in round 2. The Reyes one and Glover, he almost knocked him out in the round 2. So I was just kind of playing it safe. But yeah, 1 unit on the under 2.5. Don't do it for me again, Jiri. Don't give me the repeat of the Glover fight.
Yeah, I think we all lost money there. But yeah, what else is there to say? I mean, you broke it down pretty well. The one concern, I do think I lean Jiri slightly, but the one concern is the leg kicks. And I know that Pereira didn't look good against Jan, but that's also because you can't really leg kick Jan. Like, he's the one guy in the division that checks every fucking leg kick.
He did though. He just absolutely hammered his leg.
Yeah, but I'm saying against Jan, there's some resistance there. Jiri just doesn't check at all, right? So I don't know. He might be getting leg kicked and then just decide to fly into range and die to a left hook. I think you have to favor Pereira to KO Jiri in the first round and a half, and then after that, I think it starts to go downhill for him. I do trust Jiri's. I know Alex has crazy power, but I trust Jiri's KO ability more. He's gonna do some unorthodox shit. Like you said, I think his chin is better. Pereira's chin is not good. He's getting dusted at middleweight. This is another one, man. Why plant the flag in a way? It's such a volatile fight. I get the under 2.5. I'm hopefully up money before this fight happens, and I just watch it as a happy fan. I don't think you have to play this one, boys.
Yeah. I mean, it's under or nothing for me, and I'll probably live bet Pereira. To see not Pereira, pardon me, the Jiri, because he will melt him. He will melt him. Jiri's much faster. Pereira's in defensive, volatile fight. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they got the same issues. For a world-class kickboxer. Pereira is always hands down, and I think this plays out like the Strickland fight. Strickland was winning that round, and Pereira was just happy to eat jabs and getting backed up by Strickland, and he threw one left hook and he killed him. That's the same thing that can happen here. Jiri will just be doing his thing. Looks like he's
up the middle.
Yeah, looks like he's about to melt him, and then obviously Pereira will be getting his reads. Just depends how readable Jiri is early. But yeah, hopefully someone gets deaded and I don't hate myself again for the under there. All right. Well, I wanted to keep this under 40 minutes, but we're over 1 hour as usual. So let's do the best bets. I'll give you mine and then let's wrap it up. Buzukja, Borjas. So at the moment, I only have Lupita, Erceg, Frevola, and the under 2.5. So 4 bets for me. That's a lot for my standards. Pay-per-views have become my thing now. So what's my favorite bet? I'm gonna say the under 2.5 in the main. Go hard. Make sure that there's no bad juju. Quoth MMA says fight doesn't start round 3. That's what I mentioned, mate. I also consider that because I even considered the under 1.5, but I think late round 2 for Jiri is when he usually mounts people. So I might do that anyway. If I need the money on my Bet365, I'll cash that out and just play that on another book. But that's my favorite play. And then the other best bet, I'm just gonna go with Frevola. I'll go with Frevola. No one is talking about it. The line's going the other way. I like those dogs. Recency bias. Everyone just completely thinks Saint-Denis is going to be the French Khabib, so why not? What about you, Matt?
King Patrick Sabatini.
Oh, no.
It's going to make it look easy.
Yeah. You got a second one?
Can't say Lupita because the line got destroyed.
Yeah.
Same thing with Erceg. Fuck. I keep the action pretty light on pay-per-views. Sorry, I'm just checking.
I agree with this guy. Grover CK.
Yeah, I have to look
Rebecca
into
finish.
books. Yeah. That might be one. Yeah, I don't have another money line. I just have some wide ass props that I wouldn't say like should be a best bet.
We'll leave it with Sab because you think very confident.
Yeah, I do. I think hindsight could look minus 250. It depends. We'll see.
Quath MMA, that's on Sportsbet. Yeah, I'm limited there, but it's also on PointsBet. That's where I've seen it. We'll see how we go. All right. Thanks for jumping in, mate. It was fun.
Yep.
Nice little pay-per-view card. The regionals are pretty horrible this week. I'll see if I can squeeze something out, but
save your energy for next week, that Bellator card. Ooh.
Yeah. We'll see what we can squeeze out.
Yeah, you got to do a video for that one, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
It's a banger.
We'll see. All right, I gotta wee really bad.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, mate.
Later.